Hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing? As a lot of people already know, we lost a legend actually yesterday, as from the time of filming this video. Um, Dolly Parton has passed away, unfortunately. I think most people who know who Dolly Parton is or Dolly Parton was um, already know about this. So as sad as it is, I think it's sunk in for most people. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I'm like this huge Dolly Parton fan. Musically, I like a couple songs. I'm not. I can't really say I'm versed in her musical library, but I do know a few facts about her, and I've seen a few of her. I've seen some of the movies she's in, being a cinephile. So yeah, it is sad, even if you're not really into her music. Just knowing a few things about her that I will be touching on really briefly. I try and make this video kind of short. But she was born January 19th, 1946, to parents Avi and Robert Lee Parton. Married in 1966 to her longtime husband, who she was married to right up until his death, until he sadly passed away in 2025. And he was Carl Dean, I think his name was. Actually, I did write it and trying to do it by memory, but yeah, Carl Dean. And then she was sadly passed away from fucking cancer, uh, which is doing its hitting hard for a lot of people in recent times. Yeah, oh shit, I got my ugly glasses on. Oops. But but yeah, yesterday, August 25, 2026. So anyway, yeah, she was known for multiple songs, of course. I wrote a couple down because, like I said, I'm not really in tune with a lot of her music. Some of the songs that there are some songs I do really like, but she's known for Joshua, I Will Always Love You, which was immortalized, of course, by Whitney Houston in the '80s, who sadly she also passed away not too recently, but she was way too young also to die. Sorry, kind of trailing for a second there, but yeah, she immortalized that song. A lot of people didn't even know that that was a cover song, and unless you've seen uh, "The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas," which is the last song Dolly Parton sings in the film, aside from the closing track, which is also the opening track in the movie. But but yeah, and it's Islands in the Storm, or Islands in the Stream. Sorry, I'm not familiar with that one. And of course, Jolene, which is a hauntingly beautiful song. That's a song I actually really like. I think a lot of people really like that, who aren't even into country music, as I'm not. And unfortunately, I don't have a Whitney Houston. Sorry, a Dolly. I don't have a Whitney Houston shirt either, but I don't have a Dolly Parton shirt. The closest thing I have is Johnny Cash flipping the bird to the cameraman. We'll just say that's Johnny Cash flipping the bird to cancer, and I'm doing the same thing because fuck cancer. She's been in a lot of films. 9 to 5, of course. Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, which I just mentioned. Steel Magnolias and Rhinestone being another one. And when she passed away, she was worth an estimated $500 million, and she probably would have been worth a lot more, well into the billions. But her charity work was is pretty much unmatched by anyone. Millions upon millions of dollars in charity work. Um, she Her father was an illiterate, unfortunately, but I think it was a little bit more common back in those days. And she built a company, or a charity, rather, not a company, but a charity called Imagination Library, to help kids read, bring books into schools, and just make it a little bit more accessible for people to get books, children to get books and learn how to read, and just do a little bit better for themselves. And that was based entirely on her father being unable to read, or not being able to read very well. Like, I'm for some reason unable to talk right now. I don't know. I'm just kind of little bit sad. It's sunk in. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan, but just knowing what kind of person she was, it's kind of a hard loss in a lot of ways, even for people that weren't into her stuff. But she also did a lot of other charity work. She donated, I think, $1 million to the Vanderbilt University Medical Center, and millions, like I said, to children's charities, children's hospitals, a lot of children's stuff. Um, animal stuff. Like she was just all over the place, and it was like I have the money, why not share it? I don't need that amount. I don't need all these billions of dollars when I can have more wealth and I can still ever spend and give still give most of what I make away, and that's really awesome. And another side note, also, when Whitney Houston did the cover of her cover of "I Will Always Love You," Dolly Parton made an estimated $10 million in royalties. And again, she could have just taken the money, put it in the bank, and just spent it on herself, just kept it. But rather than do that, she built a small, I think it was like a community, let's just say a charity, because I don't know all the details, in a predominantly black neighborhood. And they called it the house that Whitney built, and all that money, of course, went to help the community that it was focused on and other things. So, again, that's an amazing thing. Like, imagine you got $10 million, and instead of just I'll just add it to my millions. I'll just, you know what, I don't need it. I didn't like work for it, really realistically. I mean, she wrote the original song, performed, it was her song. Whitney Houston did her version, and then all this money is coming in because, obviously Dolly Parton owns the rights to the music and the song. All the money's coming in and just handing it back out, just giving it back to other people. So that's a beautiful thing. That's fantastic. Now, not funny, but an interesting little story before I end this video about Dolly Parton and the Whitney Houston doing a cover of that song. Um, she was contacted, and someone, whoever she was talking to, I don't know who she was talking about, saying that they want to have Whitney Houston do a cover of a song. They didn't say which song yet at this point, and wanted to do a cover of this song and put it in a movie, and asked Dolly Parton if it was okay, and she was absolutely, didn't have an issue with it. It was okay. Didn't know what song it was, didn't know what movie it was, and never even heard the cover. And then one time she was driving home, and this is a story I heard in an interview from Dolly Parton herself, so that's how I know it's legit. But she was driving home from wherever, a show or somewhere, I don't know where, and the song came on the radio, and she didn't pick up what it was right away, because it sounds the same, but if you know it's the same, but it also sounds very different if you've never heard it before. But she can hear it, like she can hear the song and thinking it sounds familiar, and then as it goes on, she realized it was her song, and she was so struck by how beautiful Whitney Houston's voice was doing her song, that she actually had to pull over and sort of, take some time to like take it in. She was so overwhelmed with emotion that she couldn't even drive. She actually had to stop the car and just sort of, you know, take some breaths, breathe, and just calm down. And I'd keep herself from crying because it was so well done. And she also said later that she doesn't even consider it her song anymore. It's a Whitney Houston song as far as she was concerned. That she made that song so iconic and did such a beautiful job on it. And everybody knows it more as a Whitney Houston song anyway, as a Dolly Parton song, that she just sort of, no, it's Whitney's song now. Not to say she didn't perform it at concerts anymore or anything like that. I assume she did, but she saw it more still as someone else's song that she just wrote and did her version of it first. So I think that's pretty awesome too. Kind of much like Trent Reznor and Johnny Cash's cover of "Hurt," but yeah, that's great. So yeah, it says so. Sadly, yes, we lost another icon, country music royalty, queen of country, I guess you could call her. I'm sure there's all kinds of names to describe her talents, her generosity, and just the all around good person that she actually was. So just say rest in peace, Dolly Parton, and thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for all your contributions and your music, your movies, and just being an all around fantastic person. So if you are a fan of Dolly Parton or not a fan of Dolly Parton, but you know about this, your feelings about it, if there's things I've missed, I mean, there's a ton of shit I missed. I just wanted to make it a short, quick tribute or video uh, talking about Dolly Parton and sorry, itchy ear. But yeah, if there's any comments, anything you want to say or add, please by all means drop them in the comments. I love the banter, and I will get back to you. If you want to subscribe, help get up to 1,000 subs. That'd be great too. And like, comment, etc., etc. Anyway, thanks for watching, and until the next one.